Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yoyis and I'm a makeup and lash artist in Las Vegas. So for today's lash video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get an extra wispy volume set. I did do a wispy hybrid set and it's a similar concept to that, except this is a full volume set and it's a little more wispy than the set that I did before. So if you guys are interested in how I do a full volume set with extra wispiness and drama and thickness, then this is the video for you guys. I am so happy the way that this came out. This is a friend, so don't worry if she's not wearing a mask. Most of my girls that I record, they're all really good friends, so do not come at me if they're not wearing a mask, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this video. This video is pretty long. I wanted to really show you guys exactly what I do for clients' lashes. I'm using my DIY lash bath. I do have a video on how I make these. I have the link down below. But if you haven't seen any of my videos, then you don't know that I always clean my clients' lashes. That's the first thing I do. Doesn't matter if they're coming for a fill or for a full set, I always have to clean their lashes, and I clean the eyelids. I go from underneath every way possible just because I want to make sure that their lashes are squeaky clean. Sometimes clients come in having glue on their eyes from strip lashes or mascara or, you know, little bits of stuff that their makeup remover didn't take. So it's best that you go ahead and take that extra time to actually clean them and make sure that their lashes are gonna stick. When I first started off, they had told me just wash their lashes with saline water, and I always used to wonder why I had really bad retention even though I was cleansing their lashes with saline water, because they said that it was good for the lashes, right? Because you don't want to be stripping your client's lashes from all its natural oils, and it's understandable. But like I said, my retention was so bad, and I was always wondering what the heck, like I'm doing everything right and the lashes are not sticking. I don't understand why within 2 weeks they're coming back and they need a full set. And I learned that is because their lashes were not being cleaned right. And this is why I do this, guys, and I cannot stress it enough on why it's so important to take that time to clean your client's lashes. It's so important, guys. Again, guys, make sure that what you're using on your client's eyes is meant for lash extensions or even safe for your client's eyes. You don't want to be using something that is not meant to be around your client's eyes, because that's going to cause more irritation and damage to your client's lashes. So make sure that whatever you're using is meant for lash extensions or safe to be around the eyes. I do use the Prolong Cleanser, and again, I do have a video on how I make my lash baths. You could even sell them to your clients. And of course, now you're gonna rinse your client's lashes. Make sure that all that cleanser that you put on their lashes is completely removed. And don't forget to fan out their lashes. Make sure their lashes are nice and dry. You don't want them to open up their eyes and still have water or anything on their lashes, because it's just going to be uncomfortable. And when you go in to put on the pad, everything is nice and dry and you're not having any problems. One thing that I will recommend is to put a towel on your client's head, or even a disposable towel. I feel like it's very sanitary to have something separating the palm of your hand and your client's forehead, because sometimes we get sweaty palms with, you know, when you're rushed or, you know, you're working back and forth. So it's best for you to have that separation, because you don't want your client to have, you know, like skin to skin contact. It's unsanitary. So please make sure that you have something over your client's head. And also, do not be sticking your lashes, your strip lashes, the strip of the lashes on your client's forehead. It's so unsanitary. I'm actually going to be doing a video for you guys on what not to do when it comes to your clients as a lash artist. So if you guys are interested in a video like that, let me know down below. But like I said, place a towel over your client's head. That way there's that separation. Okay, I completely went off subject, but it's okay. I just wanted to throw that little tip in there for you guys. So I went ahead and placed her Eyepads. I do have a video talking about taping and Eyepads and how to place your Eyepads correctly. So if you guys are interested, I'll have the link down below for you guys. And now I'm just priming her lashes. This step is so important for me. I cannot stress enough on how important it is to prime their lashes. You already wash your lashes so they're nice and clean, but priming their lashes is going to be that next extra step that will make your retention so much better. Like, I cannot stress enough about how good these primers, the primer, the sealer, and the glue that I'm using, they all work beautifully together. So again, guys, prime their lashes just because you want to make sure that if there's any extra residue left over, this is what's going to clean all that up. And that way your extensions just magnetically stick onto those lashes so good. So of course you're gonna fan those lashes out and make sure they're nice and dry. Okay, and now for the fun part. I feel like I say this in every video, but I love to lash map, especially when it comes to wispies. You need to make sure that you're mapping out your lashes, because that way you're gonna know exactly what you need to do, what lashes, what lengths you need to place, and it gives you structure. Because if you're not mapping, especially when it comes to wispies, it's gonna be a hot mess. Even though you do want your lashes to look like a hot mess, you need to have some kind of structure. You want to make sure that what you do on one eye, you do on the other eye, and that's why I always lash map. And make sure to screenshot this. I will have the exact links and what I did in the description box. That way you guys could take it down and try it out. Okay, for this lash map, since I am doing a cat eye, I'm gonna section it in 7 sections. So I'm gonna go from shortest to longest, and right now I'm starting off with the outer corners, going from 17 all the way down to 11, and those are gonna be the spikes, the longer lengths. And then for the shorter lengths that I'm gonna be using is 14 all the way down to 8. So again, guys, make sure that your spikes are the longest and your inner filler are gonna be 2 to 3 millimeters shorter. I personally like doing 3 millimeters shorter just because that gives the spikes enough length for you to actually see them. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen my Wispy hybrid set, then I recommend for you to go watch it. I did do that set a little differently, so if this is your first time watching one of my videos, then thank you guys so much for watching. But the way I'm going to be doing my wispies this time is completely different, more different than anything I've ever done before. I did try it out on another client, but that was during a fill because she wanted them extra wispy. So this is my first time actually doing it this way on a complete full set, and oh my goodness, I am loving it. So pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to work within sections. So right now I'm putting down my 17s, and for my spikes, I am literally going to grab a little chunk between that section and work in that little section. So as you can see, I am literally going within those 4 lashes that I'm working with in the middle of that section and just placing spikes. So I'm going to be placing 4 spikes in that section. So again, guys, doesn't matter if it's the top or the bottom, but you're literally going to grab a chunk and you grab 4 of those lashes right in the center and place your spikes. I hope I'm making sense. Like, I'm seeing what I'm doing and I know exactly what I did, but I hope that how I'm explaining it makes sense. So you're pretty much gonna grab section 4 natural lashes within that section. Doesn't matter if it's 2 from the top or 2 from the bottom row, but make sure that they are connected and literally in that same section in the middle of that 17 section, as you can see here. So just place spikes there and make sure that they're next to each other, with that way when you brush them they will connect into one big chunk of spikes, if that makes sense. So again, this is different from the last set that I showed you guys on how to do wispies. Instead of doing every 4 or 3 lashes place a spike, this you're actually going to be doing it in sections. So here now I'm going to be showing you guys in row 16 or section 16 the spikes, and again you're gonna section right in the middle, start off right in the middle. That works better for me. And if you're a beginner lash artist and you have no idea what I mean by a spike, it's pretty much just a little chunk of lashes that you pull off the strip, like if you were to make a fan, but instead of fanning it you just place it in the glue and then put it on the lash. So it's a fan without being fanned that is placed on the natural lash. So that is what I consider of spike, especially when it comes to wispies. You don't want to be fanning out your spikes. You want to make sure that they are all in a little chunk. That way when you brush those lashes, they look like little tiny spikes in your client's extensions, and they look so beautiful. So again guys, here you can see that I'm going to be working in that little section. So I'm going to take the next lash that I just place the extension in. So again guys, place it right next to it on the bottom lash, but make sure that it's right in that little middle section of 16s. So again, you're going to be working in groups. Remember that it's going to be groups. I'm going to be placing 4 spikes within that middle of each section. And if you're still confused by what I mean, then I'm going to keep showing you guys exactly what I'm doing, because you can clearly see what I'm doing here. I'm just taking that middle section and grabbing 4 lashes from that section and just placing spikes within that section. And it's really that simple guys. It's just little sections of little cluster spikes, if that makes sense. So again guys, you want to make sure that you're placing those spikes real close to each other. Make sure that it's 4 of them together. That way it's going to give you that chunky, extra wispy strip lash look. And now that I placed my 4 lash within that section, I'm gonna go within those 2 sections, right where the line is separating both those sections. I'm gonna place 1 spike there to kind of give something there. I don't want it to just leave it empty, because it's gonna literally look like you have sections of spikes. And if you are going for that look, then try it out. But I wanted to just give it a little extra oomph, a little more extra wispiness. And now I'm gonna go in and check if everything is well put, nothing is sticking. And then now I'm gonna move on to the next section. And by now I'm pretty sure you know exactly what to do, so I'm not gonna keep talking and saying exactly the same things that I said all over and all over. So I'm gonna just let some music play so you guys could enjoy, and then whenever I need to give you another extra tip, then I'll come back on here and talk a little bit more. But if you guys do like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe. So again guys, I'll be back if I need to tell you a little extra. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit, and enjoy the video.
Oh, that's all right.
Can you hear me call your name in the morning? I know that you don't sleep too well through the night. With the rain outside always pouring, so why don't you just wrap my arm around you to hold you tight?
I haven't anything else to do.
Talk to you for a few minutes.
Can you hear me call your name in the morning? I know that you don't sleep too well through the night. With the rain outside always pouring, so why don't you just wrap my arm around you to hold you tight?
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, now I'm gonna go back between the sections to see if there's any little spaces where I want to put an extra wisp at. And again guys, you guys want to make sure that none of your stuff is sticking. You want to make sure that everything is clean work. And then now for the last 3 sections of lashes within the inner corners that I have left, I'm only going to be placing 1 spike within those sections, just because those lashes are a lot thinner, they're more vulnerable, and I don't want to be adding too much weight to them. So again, I'm just going to be adding 1 spike for them, just because I want all the drama to be out on the outer corners. That again, it's a cat eye, so I want the drama on the outer corners. And when it comes to all my sets, I always make sure that my inner corners are the softest, the lightest, and the smallest numbers. You don't want to be going in and starting off with really long lashes, because your inner corners, anybody's inner corners, are always small and thinner compared to your other lashes. So again guys, the longest length I will ever put in the inner corners is a 12, just because you want to keep your clients' lashes health in good shape. You don't want to be adding really long lashes knowing that those are really small baby lashes. So keep that in mind next time you do a full set. Do not add long lengths, nothing longer than 12s, unless they have really thick long lashes. Then be my guest, do whatever you want. But if they have small lashes, make sure to keep that in mind, that you don't want to be adding long lengths. Okay, and now I'm going in with the tape, pulling back those outer lids. If you guys haven't seen my taping method video, then I highly recommend it. That video will pretty much save your life when it comes to the inner corners. I always start my inner corners after I do my spikes. You always want to make sure that you want to start off with your spikes. Once you have all that laid down, then I go in with my inner corners, and then it just makes everything so much easier when it comes to doing your full set, because you have everything all structured out, and then now you know exactly what lengths to go in. And again guys, you want to do 3 millimeters shorter compared to the spikes. So say if you have 14 spikes, you want to do 3 lengths shorter. So that's why I'm going to be doing 11 for the 14, 12 for the 15. You get it. So again guys, I'm just working within the inner corners, trying to get all those little baby lashes in there covered. And one thing that I will recommend is never pass the inner corners. You want to make sure you are always lashing the inner corners. And if you feel like you struggle with the inner corners, especially with fans, like if you're brand new and you're still struggling with the inner corners, placing fans there, then I recommend to place classics. There's nothing wrong with putting classics in the inner corner when it comes to volume sets. If you're struggling fanning small lengths, then place a classic. At least there's something there, because you don't want to leave those empty. Trust me, I did my fair share of work without placing lashes there, and you could tell, your clients can tell. So again guys, make sure there's something there, even though if it's classics to a volume set. As long as there's something there, it will just complete the look. You don't want to leave them empty, trust me on this. So I recommend always starting off with the inner corners, especially when it comes to a cat eye, because you could easily move up in lengths without struggling. You're not wondering what length you're using next. And one thing I also would recommend is do not go from a 9 to an 11, because you could see the separation. You always want to make sure you're adding the next number up. No matter what style or set you're doing, you always want to add the next number up, because if you're jumping between numbers or lengths, you're going to tell, you're going to see that separation, and you're going to be like, why is this not looking right? Like you could tell that it's not right there, like you could see it. So again guys, make sure that you are gradually moving up within numbers, so it just looks everything nice and blended. Even though you do want it to have that wispy, spiky set, you still want everything to be nice and structured, and make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, what lengths you need to add. This is why it's important to lash map, and I will do a video on the importance of lash mapping and why you need that structure when it comes to lashing. I did also want to mention why I go back and forth between each eye. Like as you can see here, I'm going back and forth between each eye, and I feel like this has worked for me so beautifully when it comes to stickies. Like if you're struggling, like if you do one eye at a time, and if you ever notice that you get lashes stuck within each other, like you didn't leave that lash enough time for it to dry, it's because of that reason. Because if you're working back to back within each lash, you're not leaving your glue enough time to dry, and then you're placing the other one. So when you place in the other one, you move that other lash next to another lash that's already been lashed, and those two get stuck together, and that's what you call sticky. So make sure that when you're working within eyes. Make sure to go back and forth, and this will save you so much time, trust me. And as you can see, I grabbed some tape to be able to move all those lashes out of the way. I felt like they were just bothering me. It was too many in the inner corner that I was having such a hard time isolating. So if you do struggle with that, again guys, I do have a taping video so you guys could see why I do what I do. Instead of pulling the lashes back, I just moved them to the side, and that kind of pulls the lashes a little bit, and it makes your lashes kind of spread out so you have room to be able to lash. So for the rest of the video, I'm just going to be finishing the rest of the lashes, which I consider the filler layers, because you're pretty much filling in the rest of the spots with the smaller length. So think of it as the fillers. So if you guys are still wondering how exactly to do it, and if you're still confused by everything, then make sure to comment down below, or you could personally DM me on my Instagram. I'll be happy to answer all your questions. And again guys, I'll leave some cute little music so you guys can enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll be back if I have any more tips. And now to completely finish off the set, I'm going to be using the Socolashes sealer. This little baby right here is going to completely take your retention from good to amazing. I'm talking about that this product right here alone has completely changed my retention game. Honestly, it's a total must-have if you're looking for a good sealer. And if you don't know what a sealer is, it pretty much seals in the glue. It pretty much cures it from the inside out. Usually when you don't use a sealer, your glue is still curing from the outside in, so it takes a couple hours for the glue to completely dry down. So the sealer is pretty much gonna completely make sure that that glue is dry, like super dry from the inside out. So I recommend to get a sealer. Any sealer would do, but this one is honestly my favorite. I tried a couple and this one has completely changed my retention. So now I'm just gonna be checking for any stickies to see if anything got stuck to the pad or any bottom lashes. And then when I do pull off my eye pads, I like to hold my client's eye up just so the the pad doesn't rub against the lashes and they come off so easily. This pretty much wraps up today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, make sure to give it a thumbs down. That's the way I know to work on my videos. And if you guys did like my work, then make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you guys don't miss out on all my new videos. I have so much content coming your guys' way. And again guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Your support means the world to me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Tell me I need